Mr. Riviera purchased 5 2/5 cubic yards of cedar mulch and 3 2/3 cubic yards of compost mulch for his flower beds. How many cubic yards of mulch did Mr. Riviera purchase for his flower beds? Now, something that you may have learned in elementary is to just circle the numbers and decide if it's addition, subtraction, and then move on. But really, with the questions, the way they're written for the STARR exam, you need to make sure that you understand every part of the word problem and you're not just circling and adding or subtracting. So this is saying, this is kind of a problem plan, and it says C. What is the question asking me to do? Well, he purchased 5 2/5 yards of cedar mulch. That's just a type of mulch, and 3 2/3 yards of compost mulch. And it's asking how many yards of mulch did Mr. Riviera purchase. So that leads you to believe it's going to be addition, because you're looking at this type of mulch, you want to know total mulch. And so it's asking me to find the amount. How do I know? Because of the question. Okay? What do I need to know? The two amounts of mulch. And what strategy can I use to solve the problem? Well, I'm going to use addition to solve the problem. That strategy is just adding. And I'm going to estimate the answer. So, estimate the answer, 5 2/5 rounds to 5, and 3 2/3 rounds to 4. So my answer should be around 9. Now, whenever you're doing this for the STARR exam or for the CDQ, if you do an estimate, that's going to rule out at least 1 or 2 answers. It may rule out 3 answers, and you don't even have to get the math right if you can just estimate well. So let's do it. So the third step is to solve. So 5 2/5 plus 3 2/3. And now I'm looking at 2 mixed numbers. I can't add these directly because I don't have common denominators, so I need a common denominator. And my least common multiple of 5 and 3 is 15. And 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 3 is 6. And 15 down here. And 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 5 is 10. So 6 plus 10 is 16. And that's 15ths. And then 5 plus 3 is 8. So 16 15ths is equal to 1 1/15. So that's equal to 1 1/15. So I add that to 8. So 9 1/15. Okay, so did I answer the question asked? Yes, I found out how much mulch. This is mulch. And is my answer reasonable? Why or why not? Well, 9/15 is really close to 9. So it's reaction. So now we're going to... Oh.
But it's timing. What? Did you press it? Because it was timing already.
Yeah, it's going. Okay, so the next question is, we're not going to do it with the whole plan on solving the problem-solving plan. We're just going to do it. So, but we're going to walk through the same process. Gabriella purchased a 15.5-pound bag of dog food from the pet store. So far, she has used 4 1/4 pounds of dog food to feed her 2 dogs. How much dog food does Gabriella have left? Okay, so we say, what is this asking us? It's asking us to find out how much she had left. So that means that she had some and some was taken away. So the part that she had was 15.5 pounds. And the part that was taken away was 4 1/4. Well, let's estimate before we do anything. 15 1/2 would estimate to 16. And 4 1/4 would estimate to 4. And so 16 minus 4 is 12. So my answer should be somewhere around 12. I can look at my answer bank for multiple choice and say, okay, is my answer there? Is it the only answer that's like that? Maybe there's 2 that are close, so I need to do it exact. So to do it exact, my first step is to find the LCM, or LCD, of the 2 denominators. So of 2 and 4 is 4. And then I gotta make equivalents. So 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2. And 4 times 1 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1. So I'm gonna add, so now I have to remember I'm subtracting, I almost added, I'm subtracting. So 2 minus 1 equals 1/4. And 15 minus 4 equals 11. Okay? So now I say, is this reasonable? Is it reasonable that 11 1/4 is close to 12? Yes, it is. It's still close enough. It's not exact, but it's close enough. And now I know my answer. And so it makes sense that this is how much I bought, or Gabriella bought. This is how much was used. And this is how much remains. Okay, Marcus ran 3 1/4 miles on Monday, 2 1/8 miles on Tuesday, and 1/2 mile on Wednesday. What is the total distance that Marcus has run? So it's asking me about all that Marcus has run. And he ran on Monday, he ran on Tuesday, he ran on Wednesday. So how am I going to find out all that he ran? I'm going to add them. So if I go ahead and stack my numbers up, and I've got to look at this. Okay, so I'm adding those, and I need a total distance. Let's estimate first. So 3 1/4 would go to 3, 2 1/8 would go to 2, and 1/2 would go to 1. And so that's a total of 6. So 6 is my estimate. Let's find out how far he really ran. So I've got to look at a least common denominator of 2 8 and 4. And my LCM of 2 8 and 4 is 8. It can't be less than any of the denominators I have. It has to be equal to or greater than. So now I'm going to make equivalents. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 8 times 1 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. And now I'm going to add my numerators. 2 plus 1 plus 4 is 7. And that's 8. And I'm going to add my fraction, my whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. Now, isn't 7/8 really close to 1? So that would be 1 plus 5, which would estimate to 6. If we round to 6. So 5 7/8 is really close to my estimate of 6. So I hope you're starting to see how estimating first and then checking for reasonableness with your estimation